This short video shows how the Educhanger platform can help firms deal with a number of common people problems using a new approach. Let's look at just 4 of the areas in which the Educhanger platform can help. Firstly, we know that in certain skill and experience areas, especially some science, technology, engineering and mathematics areas, there is a global shortage of skilled people, especially in Europe and the United States. Secondly, as if it was tough enough to find the right people in the first place, too often we find that they turn out not to be the right people, or that they leave within a short period of time, wasting all that recruitment expense and effort. This can be even more costly when we undertake an expensive retraining effort, such as an MBA. They graduate, then leave. We may have a solution. Thirdly, while most organizations recognize that they have a broader social responsibility and that it can be good long-term publicity, corporate social responsibility programs can be expensive and the benefits to the organization can be tenuous at best. Our approach could help in the visibility of your CSR, improve your PR, and possibly yield a good financial return. And finally, how do you encourage innovative initiatives within the firm, the so-called intrapreneurship, while ensuring that you don't lose the ideas, the people, and your investment? Okay, let's look at the war for talent in a bit more detail. The war for talent reflects a shortage of people with certain skills, such as in the science, technology, engineering, and mathematics fields, the so-called STEM graduates. This shortage is partly caused by demographic shifts and partly due to the rapid change of technology. While overall the total number of STEM graduates matches the number of open positions, some graduates choose to enter management and teaching or set up their own company rather than take up the open technical roles in firms. So how can we help you win the war for talent? One way to solve the problem is to reach potential recruits early, either by giving some people the chance of an education that they might not otherwise have had, or by reaching others a long time before they graduate, so beating the competition in the graduate milk round activities. By identifying these people early, having them identify you as a great firm to work with, and getting them involved in the firm perhaps through summer internships, lets you evaluate them, as well as building their loyalty and recognition that yours is the firm that they really want to work with. Okay, what happens if it doesn't work and they either don't join you or they don't stay? That's a problem, but it need not be a financial loss. Quite the opposite. We'll see why in a moment. Lots of bold claims. So how do we manage all of this? An income share agreement is a legally binding agreement between an investor and an individual, whereby the investor provides funds, typically for education, and the individual agrees to share a proportion of their income for a fixed period. Your benefit as an investor in people is not just in a financially profitable investment vehicle, but in the relationship that you create with individuals whose skills that your firm needs to grow. From a purely financial perspective, though, returns can be up to 3 times the original investment, even if they don't join you, or they join then leave early. The prospect of saving, even profiting from your people investment is important, given that some 13% of new recruits leave before their probationary period is finished. But for a talent-hungry firm, the benefits go beyond getting people on board, and the financial returns. It spills over into their loyalty to you, having given them the chance to get the education they desperately need. Your encouragement of people development is a corporate social responsibility win and can be a big PR boost. So how do ISAs work? We make it easy. In practical terms, what happens is that students apply for funding through our website. We check them out thoroughly. Their personal history, for example, using a credit agency. We check that they've been offered a place in a school, that it's a reputable school. Those we deem as unsuitable or don't match our funder criteria, we reject. Those accepted go into our database. In the meantime, we will have collected investing profiles from investor and information from potential employers who may be the same organization, and perform a match between them and those looking for funding. If all parties agree, we execute the ISA. It's important to note that the funds are placed in an escrow account with a reputable bank and released only according to the ISA terms. School fees are paid directly to the school, accommodation costs directly to the accommodation agency, and a small stipend is paid monthly to the student as long as they continue the school's progress. During all of this, we monitor the progress of the person receiving the funds and report as appropriate. On graduation, the employer investor may decide to offer the person a job and may decide, for example, to forgive part or all of the ISA as a bonus or incentive. In other cases, the person who received the funds will pay the agreed percentage of their income according to the ISA terms. So, assuming you've identified and followed a potential valuable employee, you know they're much better than the typical milk round and interview process would allow. So you may decide to offer them a job because of your knowledge of them and their knowledge of the firm and the loyalty they feel because of your having funded them. They're much more likely to accept and stay. Now, you may continue to recover the initial investment in the person's education and development through the ISA process, or offer to reduce or even eliminate the payments due as a bonus for great work. Since hiring and onboarding and other costs will run into many thousands of euros, being more certain about getting and keeping the right people is a great investment in itself. And what happens if they decide not to join? And what happens if they leave early? We know that between 13% and 40% of all new recruits leave within the probationary period or soon after. This can be a major cost to the firm, given the costs of recruiting and onboarding people. Well, in either case, leave early or don't join, you still get the investment returns under the investment share agreement. So your initial funding is not lost and you get a good cash rate of return. We estimate between 9 and 15% overall. But the ISA can be applied to existing employees too. An employer may decide to offer an ISA to recover the costs of someone who wants to be retrained, to do an MBA, for example, and recover that investment if the person decides not to stay after the training period. Many firms have a social conscience or are required by law to undertake some corporate social responsibility actions. Properly done, this can be a great source of public relations if used appropriately. As already mentioned, one way firms can meet some of their CSR commitments is to help people to better themselves through education, especially people who otherwise may not get the opportunity. While CSRs are often seen as a purely cost item with no measurable financial benefits, helping deserving individuals with funding under the terms of an ISA can both satisfy CSR demands, so gaining useful public relations, but also ensure that over time the firm gets a decent return on their investment. This type of investment can also boost a firm's image as a great and caring employer. This attracts great people. Intrapreneurs are employees of a company that have many of the attributes of an entrepreneur. For firms wanting to encourage innovation, there are many ways that they might support budding entrepreneurs. Some examples include releasing them from their normal work to pursue an idea, perhaps within an incubator type of physical environment in the firm, while still paying their normal salary. Or releasing them from their normal work and from spending time in the office to work on their ideas, and perhaps paying them 50% of their normal salary, but agreeing a license or a share allocation deal with the entrepreneur if a separate company is formed. Supporting them financially via a special ISA while granting them sabbatical leave is another way that you could support people to be innovative. Grant them sabbatical leave with the opportunity to return after an agreed period of time, or any combination of these things. The use of a ISA is especially valuable in the case of an entrepreneur who creates their own company and eventually departs from your company. The ISA enables the firm to earn a return on the income of the ex-employees, a return that may be based on the new company's revenue or profit, or on the income of the individual concerned. A bit like the student cases that we looked at earlier. In any case, it means that a firm may be less concerned about losing funds that they provide to a budding entrepreneur. Ask us for an article on this subject. In this video, we have discussed an overview of the important benefits of ISAs. At Educhanger, we make this process easy. Our expertise, our platform, and our support give you a simple way to enter the world of income share agreements, while our ISAs integrate seamlessly into your existing business systems with no costly IT or organizational changes needed. All helping you to get and keep your best people, while showing the world how you support those who can benefit most from learning and development opportunities, all the while giving you the possibility of a great return on investment. What's next? Go to educhanger.io/ask and get more information from us. We look forward to hearing from you.